out there. It says, in my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. Right, and that's what we're waiting on, man. That's what we're waiting on, man. We're waiting for for Yasha'Allah to be restored, man. All right, because this earth is always gonna abide. The book of Ecclesiastes chapter 1 says the earth abideth forever. So the earth ain't gonna be wiped away, blow up, and the Lord's gonna recreate a whole new earth. The earth is gonna be refreshed. He's gonna restore all things, man. But we're gonna be put back on top, man. The Negro Latinos and Native American Indians, man, that the Bible speaks about. Okay, we are the true people of the Lord, man. You Latino tribes, man. You so-called Mexicans, you Cubans, you know, Dominicans, you Puerto Ricans. You are the true Hebrew Israelites of the Bible, man. We're the true people of the Lord, man. And that's what the Lord is telling you. Hey, man, that He's gonna go and prepare a place for you, man. I'm talking about it's gonna be, the water's gonna be pure, man. We're gonna know what water should taste like. There ain't gonna be no off taste in it. Like you buy certain bottles of water and you got taste is off. So you go to another taste that you feel like it's pure. You know, it's like the faucet water. You can't be drinking that, man, because it's all ran through certain plastic tubings. You know, and that lets off chemicals. Not only that, they put chlorine in the water, man. You know, the water that the Lord is giving us right now, the spiritual water, is what's going to deliver us, man. This is what is hydrating us, man. It's keeping us going. This word is symbolic for many things, man. It's fire, it's water, and like I was saying, fire does certain things, man. It does has a certain job, man. And what does it do? It burns things, it purges things, it cleanses things. Water does the same thing too, but also it hydrates you. And that's what's going on in the land of America, man. Is that there's a thirst of knowledge here in this place, man. And these people, they try to call out to a higher power, but they don't know who or what to believe in, man. They thirst for knowledge, man. You know? And that's what's happened, man. Those that are hungry and thirst after righteousness, we're going to inherit the kingdom, man. You know? And this water, like I said, this word is like spiritual water. This goes, Matthew chapter 5, verse 10. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, or Salakia. Right here, Matthew 5 and 6. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Right, we're going to be filled, man. We're literally going to be filled. We're going to be filled with what? All blessings, man. We're going to be filled with, because this word, knowledge and understanding, is a blessing. But also, guess what? We're going to inherit the kingdom, which is a blessing, man. We're going to be filled with that. The Lord's going to fill us up, man. In here, we ain't gonna have no. It's like people are saying, be open-minded. No, we're closed-minded to everything that's been pushed out, and we've already know what y'all are about. We grew up in the same system, you know, in the same schooling system. We've been raised in, to learn that certain history, and we found out the truth. You know, just like certain holidays that are coming around, man. You got Halloween, you got Thanksgiving coming, man. Christmas, all those go back to some paganistic heathens, man. It has nothing to do with the Bible, man. You know? And that's where our minds are closed to that, man. Our minds are closed to y'all's way of thinking. Because the Lord's filled us up, man. The scriptures say, read ye out of the Lord's book, man. And you shall not want her mate. Let me get it in real quick. Okay, it says, Isaiah 34 and 16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. No one of these shall fail. None shall want her mate. Right, we're not going to want anything else, man. We don't need anything else to make it sound better, enhance it. We're going to speak it, and that's it. If you feel it, you feel it. If you don't, you don't. Let them hear. He that hear, let him hear. He that forbear, let him forbear. We ain't got to make it all a certain way for you to be enticed, man. We don't come with enticing words. We come in the spirit and the power of the Lord. And if the spirit of the Lord is dealing with you, He's going to pull you in. If not, you're gone, man. Okay? But to the point is that we're blessed because we hunger and thirst after righteousness. I'm going to jump down. Well, I'm going to read. It says, blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. And like, again, we could be like these 2/3 out here not giving a damn and, you know, worrying about our own selves. You being selfish, just trying to kick back, serve our own bellies, this, that, and the third. But no, man, we come out here and we're willing to share, man. We're showing mercy because we know that imminent destruction's coming, man. And that destruction that's coming, man, it's gonna be horrible. So we're showing mercy. The Lord is showing mercy. It's the Spirit of the Lord that is doing it. It says, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see the Most High. Right, because part of that refinement is that our minds, once our minds are purged and refined of all the impurities, our minds are going to be pure to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. And immediately the mind is going to be sealed up. It's going to be closed to everything that these people are still being brainwashed and tossed to and fro like children, man. Because you got to have this word and knowledge, you got to have it inside of you, man, the Spirit, in order for you to see the Most High. Okay? Because everybody else, all you people see are delusions, man. This is a delusional place, man. A generation that's delusional, that believes in lies, man. They don't know when somebody's being sincere, when somebody's being kind-hearted, because of the way that their minds have been changed too, man. We're living in dangerous times, man. In times where people's minds are wicked, man. They're perverted. They're destroyed, man. It says, going back to Matthew 5:9, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of the Most High. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Right. Blessed are those that are persecuted for righteousness' sake, man. How is that, man? Because when you come into this truth, man, like I said, many are called, but few are chosen. And the world that's being created is made for few. So when we're persecuted for righteousness' sake, man, when you come into this truth, you're gonna lose a lot of things, man. That's part of that persecution. That's part of that refinement. But the Lord says you're gonna inherit the kingdom, man. Because you're doing what the Lord delights in. And He delights in somebody that's willing to denounce himself, to stand up for his cause, man, not our cause. It's like certain brothers, they look down. Well, I mean, I ain't with it, but the revolutionary type people, I ain't with them, but in a sense, we are revolutionary, man. We are stepping up. We are standing up for Yahweh Shai, man. We're not doing it like them. They ain't got nothing to back them up. They ain't got no leg to stand on, man. Yeah, a lot of stuff that they talk about is true, as far as like the way the government has been, how our people are being destroyed. That they know that, but they ain't got no power, man, to back them up. When you go ahead against demons, man, you gotta have a spiritual power with you. You can't just go out there doing certain things, man. It says, Matthew 5:11, blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. Right. Great is our great, like I said, great is our reward in heaven, man. And that's what's good. That's what we're gonna receive. The earth is already in outer space, man. All right. So when he talks about great is your reward in heaven, it's talking about when we're restored back into our natural state. Talking about ruling the earth again, man. That's what it's talking about. It's not talking about dying and going into the spirit world. That's a second type of heaven, man. Because here on the earth is a heaven, man. But right now in our time, this age, we're living in hell, man. All right. But out there when you look into the sky, the clouds, the blue sky, the atmosphere, the sky, that's a heaven, man. That's a form of heaven. Okay. Then you got like the outer heaven. You got certain barriers that you keep going. stratosphere, you know, I don't know all of them, but those are parts of heavens. And you go out to the outer layer, and that's, you know, heaven too. You know? But it says, rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. Right, and the true men of the Lord are going to be the ones that are persecuted, man. We're going to be the ones that are going to be mocked, scoffed at, made fun of. We're going to be the topic at somebody's dinner table for the night. You know, they can't believe what they heard us say. You know, the scriptures say to examine the truth, examine first, then rebuke. And a lot of people, man, they don't do that. They rush into things. They don't want to find out the conclusion. They just automatically act like they're highly intelligent to where they can discern that. You 2/3, y'all don't have no discernment. You 2/3, y'all befriend people that are already plotting against how to turn you over, man, to turn you out. You know, whenever you start understanding the ways of life, you're much experienced. You basically, you ain't got 1,000, 5,000 friends like you people have on Facebook. In reality, you ain't got that many friends, man. And I've learned that a long time ago, man. I saw a lot of things already, man. You know? And the only ones that I know that I got, that I can trust and hope in is the Most High and Yahweh Shai. And got the brotherhood, man. The brothers. You know? That's it. Everybody else, like I was saying, when you first come into this truth, brothers, the younger brothers, you're gonna lose girlfriends, girls that like dealing with you, you know, on the side, family, you know, you can have like a badass relationship with your mother and dad, and the Most High could split that up, you know. There's certain things that you're gonna go through when you come into this thing, man, you know. And that's part of that persecution. That's part of that purging, that preparing you for a kingdom that's built for few, man. Okay? It says, it's a lock here. Okay, give me 1 second. All right. Right, so the kingdom that's made is only built for a few. All right, let me get Micah chapter 2, verse 10. It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy even with a sore destruction. Right, so this place is not our rest, man. Okay? We're looking and seeking after a kingdom that's built upon the Most High, that's built upon righteousness, where we can have actual peace where we live at, man. Because you live in these rundown apartment complexes. You got some throwed off neighbor that's always wanting to party and do drugs right there in front of you, your kids, man. That's not peace. This place is not rest, man. Even right here in the streets of downtown, whatever city you live in, you got people smoking ice. You got people smoking marijuana. You got people robbing each other, man. This ain't your rest. You gotta lock your doors whenever you leave, man. Because somebody's bound to break in your ride, man. That's not peace. This ain't our rest. I don't even like going in public with my chick, because I know I don't want to get myself in a situation over some dude that wants to be eyeing her all the time, man. Not saying that happens. I do go out in the city with her, but I'm just saying, like, I don't like going out into public with her, you know. But you know, that's a whole nother thing. But it's just proving that there ain't no rest. You know, you can't just go out and have a good time and mind your own business, and everybody's minding their own business. Or if they do come and communicate with you, it's out of sincerity, not out of some fucking wanting to be a nosy ass, you know, a busybody, or trying to find out who you're with. You know, sick of that, man. That's not no rest. You know, or they go behind your back speaking about you. You know, it's always happened, and it's going to continue to happen until the Lord comes back. And that's what the Lord already written over here in Ezekiel. This is Ezekiel 33. All right, Ezekiel 33 and 30. Also, thou son of man, the children of thy people are still talking against thee by the walls and in the doors of the house, and speak one to another, every one to his brother, saying, Come, I pray you, and hear what the word that cometh forth from the Lord. Right, and they speak, man. You know, they speak about us. They know about us. You know, they know that we're serious about this thing. You know, and to this very day, man, we're still a hot topic. Like Paul said, you know, we're unknown, but we're well known, man. You know, we're spoken of good and evil report. You know, I've heard through other certain people here in our city that they admire and they see that the Lord is doing some kind of work, but I ain't never encountered them. But that's just through the grapevine, you know. For all I know, they could be somebody that the Lord is sealing up, you know. But that and then you got people that speak evil of us, man. You know, that's part of that persecution. That's part of the Lord preparing you for the kingdom to come, whether you're going to be found worthy. All right. This is Acts chapter 14, verse 22. It says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High. Right, so in order for you to inherit the kingdom, man, you got to suffer for this truth, man. You got to suffer for the Lord. Scriptures say that a servant is not greater than his master. All right? We're no greater than Yahweh Shai, so we're going to have to suffer as Yahweh Shai suffered. And it's something that's going to be part of your refinement, building you up, man. Preparing you, getting you ready to, you know, basically just let everything go. You find out that you ain't really shit. You know, you learn how to shut your mouth up. You learn about patience. You know, you learn to listen rather than speak. You know, and we all got to work on it. There's no the learning is never ending, man. It's infinite. The knowledge, the wisdom of the Lord, man. You know, we're all babies in this thing, man. You know. But I'm reading it again, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, that we must through much tribulation into the kingdom of the Most High. So that's what the Lord is doing. He's confirming. He's confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith. How? By when you go through tribulation, temptation, you know, persecution, you know, building you up, continuing the faith, because that kingdom that's built for a few, it can probably potentially be built for you, man. Because like I was saying, back at Romans, man, let me go bring that one out in Romans. It says Romans chapter 9, verse verse 21 or 20, verse 20. But nay, O man, who art thou that repliest against the Most High? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, Why hast thou made me thus? Have not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor? And that's what's going on, man. So you got a lot of like, for example, in your house, you got a lot of vessels. You know, you got some vases and, you know, certain like little figurines and that, you know, but there's some that you don't really care about. You'll throw away. You find some of them are found that have value. Others don't have no value. And what do? You don't really care about those other ones. You can dispose of them. But the ones that have value, you're going to keep close to you. That's how the Lord is, man. The Lord is built, got 7.3 billion people on the earth. And there's a lot of people that have been created that are not really worth anything, man. They're just used, like the elite. The elite look at you, a lot of you people, as useless eaters, man. I'm talking about you Negro, Latinos, and Native American Indians. I ain't talking about you heathens. All right? That's how the elite of the world look at you, man. As useless eaters, man. And going back over there to the Georgia Guidestones, All right, the Georgia Guidestones, they got already everything planned out. They got everything planned out how they want to go about things, man. They want to get rid of what is it? They want to knock down the population to 500 million. All right, so mass murder is about to come to America, man. And that's over there in Georgia, man. They got the Georgia Guidestones, like I was saying, and they want to eradicate 2/3 of you Negro Latinos and Native American Indians, man. All right, and that's all the way from 7.3 billion people, man. That's a huge number. That's a big number on a lot of people dying, man. Okay, but yeah, you know, the Lord has built certain vessels, man. He's made all you individual people on the earth, and guess what? Majority of you people are gonna perish on this side, man. And again, only a few are gonna be taken back into the kingdom, are gonna be restored into your rightful state in the kingdom, man. Okay. I'm gonna read verse 22, Romans 9:22. But what if the Most High, willing to show His wrath and to make His power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction? Right. So he's prolonging this state, man. He's prolonging this, making this thing stretch out. You know, like we brother saying, it's it's overdue, and the milk is spoiled. But he's preparing that perfect destruction for you, man. Okay. It says and that He might make known the riches of His glory of the vessels of mercy, which He had afore prepared unto glory. Right, and that's talking about the elect of the nation of Yasha'Allah, man. We're gonna be the ones that are gonna inherit all the promises and the covenants and the glory of the Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai that He promised to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right, everybody else is perished, man. They're gonna die along with Esau on this side. All right, they're receiving their benefits on this side. You know, receiving their welfare checks, and they're fine with that, man. They're fine with their food stamps card, man. They're fine with that, and they're cool. You know, they're fine with the way America's done them. But the Lord is telling you otherwise, that He ain't fine with this place. He ain't cool with this place, man. All right. I'm gonna bring out this other scripture. It says, this is Sirach chapter 16, verse 17. Say not thou, I will hide myself from the Lord. It says, say not thou, I will hide myself from the Lord. Shall any remember me from above? I shall not be remembered among so many people. For what is my soul among such an infinite number of creatures? Right, so the Lord got 7.3 people on the earth right now, man. And He knows every single one of us by name, man. You know, He created us, man. He knows His creation. And 2/3 of the nation of Israel are going to die. And a lot of you heathens are going to perish too, man. A lot of you pagans, you heathens, man. Okay? It says, I'm going to read it again, Sirach 16 and 17. It says, say not thou, I will hide myself from the Lord. Shall any remember me from above? I shall not be remembered among so many people. For what is my soul among such an infinite number of creatures? So everybody's going to be judged, man. You know? It's like you got springtime cleaning. Sometimes you got to throw away the things that are not of any value to you anymore. And that's how the Lord works. There's vessels that are made for dishonor, and there's vessels that are made for honor. You know? And the ones that are honorable, they're going to inherit the kingdom, man. Okay? Okay, I'm going to go back to, I'm going to get right here in 2nd Esdras chapter 6, verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. Right. So even the people in whom the Lord has chosen, because the Lord again is chosen only a small group of people, man, the Israel. All right, forever, man. All right, and that doesn't change. Go ahead and bring that out in Malachi. This is Malachi chapter 3, verse 6. For I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore you sons of Jacob are not consumed. All right, so even the sons of Jacob are not consumed, man. He don't change. So the law, statutes, and commandments, the covenants are all going to go back to Israel. All right, that's who's going to be able to accept those and be accepted by from Yahweh Shai. All right, it says 2nd Esdras 6 and 54. After these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. All these have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. And there you go again, man. The Bible is very clear on who the world was created for, man. It was, this place is created for certain individual nations to rule. All right. Now, during this transition period right now that's going on in the spiritual realm between Esau and Jacob, Jacob is going to ultimately rule at the end, man. Esau's going to lose that the kingdom, the rulership, and that's because the Lord has prophesied of it that way, man. The Lord has said it's going to be that way. All right, because wickedness can only thrive for so long, man. Go ahead and get that one out. This is Job chapter 20, verse 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment? Right. I mean, history was written for our learning, man. We know that, like we always make mention of these certain great kingdoms that happened in history. Like, the Romans, the Egyptians, they all fell, man. Their triumphing was only short. It's the same way here, man. It's only but for a short time. It's not for them to continue to prolong and go days without end, without receiving a judgment. The Lord is gonna end. He's gonna cut it short, and that's what's going on right now, man. The days are short, and that's happening for the elect's sake. Because if not, the Lord don't come back, we're gonna all be destroyed, man. It says, Job, I'm reading it again, Job 20 and 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment? Right. So the time of this place is short, man. America's time is up. All right. This is Job chapter 14, verse 5. Let's start at verse 4. It says, Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one. Right? Only Yahweh Shai has the power to do that, man. Only Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is the one that can do those things, man. Because in all reality, we're all unclean. But Yahweh Shai had made a covenant, a promise to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to a small remnant of the seed that were going to receive salvation. He's the only one that can do that. Okay? Then it says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bonds that he cannot pass. Right, everything's sealed up, man. The writing's on the wall, the line's been drawn in the sand, man. So the time of America's reign is up, man. Well, the time of Esau's reign is up. Like I was saying, right now, we're in the transitional period between kingdoms, man. And everybody trying to get the next seat. You got China, you got North Korea, you got Russia. They're all trying to compete for the next superpowers, the throne, man. But everybody's not looking at the underdog, which is us, man. The Negro Latinos and Native American Indians, who are the salt of the earth, man. Who bring flavor to the earth. That's why the Most High has chosen and selected Jacob, man. All right, Israel. We're a chosen people to him, man. All right. But yeah, like I said, man, the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Right, the time of this place is at an end, man. It's coming to an end. And the Lord has exposed everything that Esau has committed, 2/3, you know. All this hypocrisy that goes on here, it's all been exposed, man. All the lies that we inherited as kids, you know, from our parents and so forth and so on through the generations. It's all been shown, brought out to the light, man. You know, just like King Solomon said that all is vanity. All of this, man, everything is straight up garbage, man. It's wicked. But there's only one thing that reigns supreme, and this is what knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Yahweh Shai is conquered, man. Yahweh Shai is King of Kings, Lord of Lords, man. All right. But right here at Job 14, verse 5 says, "Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bonds that he cannot pass." Right. So Esau is not going to try to go outside of what Yahweh Shai has already predestined for him. Man. Like everybody believes in these prequels or these sequels, and that there's going to be a second time that something's going to happen where they're going to overcome. No, man, not in this time. Now, when it comes to dealing with the Lord and his prophecies, man, that's the Lord's going to put a stop to everything. All right. This is Nahum, chapter 1, verse 9. It says, "What do you imagine against the Lord? He will make an utter end." Right. It's like the one in Psalms. It says that the heathen, why do the heathen rage? Hang on, let me get to script before I forget. Okay, it says, going back to Nahum 1 and 9, it says, what do ye imagine against the Lord? He will make an utter end. Right. It's like I was saying, man, Esau, these heathens, these 2/3, what do you imagine against the Lord, man? Don't you know that you're only a man, and what you imagine, half of the stuff that you imagine or try to play out don't ever really come to its existence, man. You know? And the Lord says he shall make an utter end. You're not going to continue to thrive in this land, man. You're not going to continue to make things better. You're not going to implement the RFID chip to its fullest. All right? We ain't going to cause the whole world to be under a new world order. All right? The Lord is telling you, man, in black and white, in his words, man. It says, what do you imagine against the Lord? He will make an utter end. Affliction shall not rise up the second time. All right? There's not going to be no sequel, man. This has all just been one big movie from the time of Adam all the way till now. All right? You know,